Welcome, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that can truly change how you look at your life and your job. So, give me your full attention because what I am about to share might just help you to take control of both. Let's start with a question. Why do people work? You would think it is a simple answer, but researchers have gone deep to understand the main reasons. After studying and surveying people across the world, 3 big reasons always stand out. First, there is money. Let's face it, most of us work because we need to earn a living. We have bills to pay, mouths to feed, and futures to secure. Financial stability or independence drives the majority of workers, making it the number 1 reason people show up to work every day. Second, there is growth and ambition. People want more for their careers. They want to learn more skill, climb the ladder and achieve big things. It is about feeling like you are moving forward, not just staying in the same place. Then finally, there is personal fulfillment. This is about finding meaning in what you do, feeling proud of your contribution, and knowing your work matters. Now, here is where, things get tricky. When asked if they knew why they worked, most people could point to these 3 reasons. A huge percentage, 70 to 80%, say they are working because of financial necessity. They are just trying to survive. But here's the problem. When you are only focused on survival, it is easy to feel trapped. You are so busy trying to make ends meet that you forget to dream bigger and prepare for the future. And this is where many people get stuck. They keep going without thinking beyond their job. And that is a dangerous place to be. So today, I'm inviting you to grab a coffee, pull out a notebook and pen, and really join me in this conversation. Let's figure out together how to break free from this cycle. Welcome to episode 7 of the Coach AnnySHO's High Achievers podcast. In this episode, I want to help you understand the real purpose of work. It is not just about making money or surviving. It is actually about finding peace, happiness, fulfillment, and balance in what you do. To make this topic hit home, let me tell you a story. The story of the Thomas family. First, let's talk about Thomas himself. Every weekday, he wakes up before the sun rises, rushing through his morning routine to beat the traffic and get to the office on time. His primary focus is providing for his family, a responsibility he holds dear. However, over the years, this routine has drained him. Mondays feel like torture, and he's perpetually exhausted. Despite his hard work and long hours, he feels no real sense of accomplishment. For Thomas, his job is just a means to an end, a way to pay the bills. At home, he is too worn out to spend quality time with his family. All his energy is consumed meeting work expectations and trying to keep everything afloat. In Africa, this challenge does not end there. By the time his salary arrives at the end of the month or even before, it is already budgeted. Family members, friends, and relatives expect financial support for various events and celebrations. It might be an annual remembrance ceremony for a great-grandfather who passed away long before Thomas was born. Yet, he is pressured to attend and contribute financially to preserve family traditions. Because refusing will mean going against culture norm, risking rejection by his community and damaging his ego. So what does he do? To fit in and uphold tradition, he succumbs to these demands. And that is where the pressure to work even harder and earn more money intensifies, trapping him in a relentless circle. The only break Thomas gets is during December and the first days of January each year. And that is where he gets a brief respite before the cycle begins again. Now, let's look at Thomas' wife, Margaret. She works full-time too, but her plate is even fuller. Because on top of her job, she handles most of the household chores and takes care of their 2 kids. She's constantly juggling tasks and feels like there is never enough time in the day. Margaret dreams of a life where she and her husband can spend quality time together as a couple and with their children. But their weekends are packed with errands like grocery shopping, cleaning, and prepping for the week ahead. And just like Thomas, Margaret feels stuck in an endless cycle of work and responsibility. She's running on empty with little space for personal fulfillment and family bonding. And then there are the precious children. Michael, who is 10, and Sarah, who is 7. They miss their parents so much. They long for weekends filled with fun, activities or quiet times playing games at home, But unfortunately, that is not their reality. Because even on Saturdays and Sundays, Thomas and Margaret are too tired or too busy catching up on tasks to give their kids the attention they crave. And as a result, Michael and Sarah often end up spending time alone or with babysitters. They are surrounded by material security, but feel emotionally distant from their parents, even though all they really want is to just feel close to daddy and mommy. Now you see, here is the scary part. Because this cycle does not end. The Thomas family is stuck in a routine that could last for decades, 20, 30, even 40 years. And it is not just them, many families fall into this same pattern, and they passed it down to their children, and the children repeat it in their own lives. And it is a never-ending loop. Then one day, it's all come crashing down. Maybe Thomas gets laid off, or Margaret's job gets outsourced. Without any preparation for life beyond work, they are left feeling lost and even more stressed than before. This is why I am here to tell you that you have to think beyond your job. There is more to life than just surviving. If you do not plan, for your future, you will end up stuck in the same trap. Let's be honest. The company you are working for is not planning for your retirement. The moment you hit 65, they are already eyeing the new young hire who is eager to work for less. And retirement is no longer what it was before. Back in the days, people retired at, let me say, 55 to 60 and often passed away by 70. But now, thanks to advances in medical science, we are living longer. So if you retire at 60 or 65, you could have another 20 to 25 years ahead of you. That is a quarter of your life. Can you imagine? So what are you going to be doing when, with all that time, if you have not prepared? All right, let's break this down in a way that is easy to get. Sometimes, you really need to change how you think before things can get better. If you are working hard and thinking that things will get easier when you make more money, that is not how it works. Real success at work is not about making a ton of money once in a while like winning the lottery. It is about something more powerful that I will talk to you about soon. But before I get into how you can change the way you think about work, let's first look at what happens when you stay in a job that is just draining you. Please, do not skip this part. It is so important to help you understand what you need to avoid and what you need to focus on to make things better. Staying in a job that drains you can seriously mess with both your mind and your body. When you are unhappy at work for too long, it can cause stress, and we all know that stress is not good for you. It can lead to burnout, make you anxious, and even cause depression. Every day of dreading your job takes a toll on your mental health. The stress from that can also hurt your body. It can lower your immune system, making you sick more often. It can increase your chances of heart problems. You could even start having trouble sleeping because of the stress. Over time, this stress can hurt your physical health, and then the bad health makes it harder to do your work well, and it will make everything worse. All these things will be keeping you going in a cycle that is hard to break. Then the kind of energy you bring to work will start to suffer as well. If you are drained and burned out, you are going to have low energy, which I call catabolic energy. It is the kind of energy that leaves you feeling tired and unmotivated, and it is not helpful at all. On the other hand, there is anabolic energy, which is the kind that gives you drive, motivation and a good mood. Now, when you get stuck in a bad job, you are constantly using up all catabolic energy and you just cannot bring your best to the table. Another big problem with staying in a draining job is career stagnation. This means you are stuck in one place with no chance to move forward. If your job is not challenging or offering opportunities to grow, your skills start to go down. You stop learning new things, and your job might not be as interesting anymore. Without any chance for growth or new things to push you, you risk falling behind others who are trying to improve their career and get ahead. So if you stay in a job like this, you will also lose the confidence to go after better opportunities elsewhere. And it is not just about work. That is the most painful part. The stress from the job that drains you does not just stay at work. Unfortunately, it follows you home. You might find yourself snapping at your family or not having the energy to spend time with your loved ones. Over time, this constant tiredness can make your personal relationship harder. When you are drained, it is harder to enjoy life outside of work, and that affects your happiness. Okay, let's break this down and make it even super easier to understand. If you are stuck in a job that is draining you, it is not just affecting your work, life. Okay? It is affecting your life entirely, everything. It messes with your health, your career, and your relationships. Once you realize how bad it can get, that is the first step to changing things. Life is too short, my friends, to stay stuck in a job that makes you miserable. And I'm so glad you are still with me on this podcast because my goal is to help you make the right changes so you can find work that actually energizes you and leads you to healthier and happier life. Now, we are about to dive into the most important part of this podcast. where I want you to take action. Let's start by talking about how you can shift your mindset. A lot of the way we think about work comes from what society expects from us. Take Thomas, for example, from the story I mentioned earlier. It is easy to see that just like many of us, he grew up believing that success is all about climbing the corporate ladder, making a lot of money, or getting a fancy title. We get so focused on making enough money to feel important in front of our friends, family, and colleagues. We are constantly working to keep up with everyone around us. We want people to notice us, to validate us, and to approve what we are doing. If we do not have money, we hide. And when we do have money, we want to show off and feel better than everyone else. The problem with this way of thinking is that it leads to stress and unhappiness, especially when the work we are doing does not match our values. For a long time, I felt stuck in that same mindset. Yes. Before I became a coach, I was also caught up in the idea that work was just something you did to pay the bills. I was living by society's expectation. I was working hard without ever stopping to think about whether my job was making me happy or whether it was actually in line with my deeper purpose. But everything changed once I became a coach. I realized that success is not about the job title you have or how much money you are making. It is about how you feel about your work, whether it matches your values and whether it adds meaning to your life. When I found my passion for coaching, I found my true calling. That is when I realized that work could be more than just paycheck. It could be something that brought me joy, purpose, and growth. Every time I help professionals think more deeply about where they are in their career or life and how they can move up, I feel so much fulfilled. Now, as a coach, I want to help others have the same kind of transformation. I want people to shift their mindset and see work not as a burden, but as an opportunity to follow their passion, live with purpose, and build a meaningful life. When your work lines up with what you care about, it makes everything better. It is not about trying to fit into someone else's idea of success. It is about creating your own version of success, and that is so delightful. So, as you reflect on your career, ask yourself, does my job align with my core values? Does it inspire and motivate me? Does it give me a sense of purpose beyond just a paycheck? Because, dear friend, it is time to redefine what success means to you. Success is not just about paying the bills. It is about doing the work that makes you feel fulfilled, proud, and connected to something greater. This mindset shift can completely transform your life. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to move from merely existing to truly living. Yes, because we deserve to be happy right now. It is time to either find a job we love or infuse more passion and love into the work we do now. We do not really have to remain stuck in the rat race. And one funny thing is that even if you win the race by, earning a lot of money, collecting all the trophies, and gaining the approval of everyone around you, what is the point if it does not bring you true joy? Because no matter how much success you attain, If it does not align with your true self, you will still feel like you are just, running on a treadmill, chasing a goal that is not really fulfilling. It is time to step out of that cycle and create a career and life that actually makes you feel alive. Let's focus on building a future where work does not just drain us, but uplift us, motivate us, and brings us closer to our true purpose. It is time for a change, and that change starts with you, friend. At this point in the podcast, I want to share some valuable resources. I've put together a lot of resources to help you further along your career journey. I have developed with my team courses that go deeper into the topics we have been discussing, such as how to learn that promotion you've been working towards, or secure the salary increase you deserve. But listen, here is the twist. These courses are not based on the conventional professional development models. They approach career growth from an authentic African perspective, addressing the real challenges we face as Africans in the workplace. At My Coach AnnySHO LLC, we focus on authenticity. And while the strategies we discuss are relevant to anyone globally, we have tailored them to resonate with the unique experiences and realities of African professionals. These courses are a blend of years of practical experience in the professional world and research into what truly works when it comes to advancing your career in Africa. I invite you to check the description section of this podcast, where you will find links, to these life-changing resources. I highly encourage you to invest in them because they are powerful tools designed to help you achieve your career goal. So, do not miss out on this opportunity to take your career to the next level. Okay, so to wrap up this podcast, let's talk about some actions you can take to get back on track. Because sometimes the best way to take control of your career and your life is by hitting what I call a career reset. This is something powerful that can help you get away from stress, dissatisfaction and burnout that so many people feel at work. A career reset is all about stepping back, looking at where you are now, where you want to go, and figuring out how your work fits into your personal life and values. A career reset is not just about switching jobs. No, it is about changing how you think about work. It is about looking at your goals, your values, and asking yourself if your current job or career path is truly aligned with who you are and what you really want to achieve. It is about getting out of autopilot mode, where you wake up every day and just go through the motion without really thinking about what you are doing or why you are doing it. You deserve more than that, friend. You deserve to feel excited and purposeful in what you do. So, how do you actually start a career reset? Well, it all begins with taking some simple but important steps. And I will break them down for you. The first stage is to set boundaries. Yes, one of the first things you need to do is to set some clear boundaries around your time, your energy, and your mental space. Because it is super easy to get so wrapped up in work that you forget to take care of yourself. Work can easily take over every part of your life if you let it. So, make it a priority to set limits on when you work and when you do not work. You need to make time for yourself. Yes, you deserve it. Your family deserves it. Your loved one deserves it. And, you need to set time for things you enjoy outside of work. A lot of time, we think that if you stop working or take a break, we will fall behind. But that is just not true. Whatever you are working on will not disappear, and nothing bad will happen, my friend, if you take some time just to rest. In fact, sometimes when you step away from work and spend time with loved ones, that is when the best idea come to you. When your mind is relaxed and not overloaded with stress, you can think more clearly and creatively. So, start taking breaks. Spend time with your partner. Spend time with your kids, your friends, or just by yourself. And this is not just a one-time thing. You need to do it regularly. I'm talking about making time for your life outside of work all the time, not just once a year. It is time to go beyond just balancing work and life. Instead, your work should be the thing that supports your life, not the other way around, where your life is constantly struggling to balance out your work. Stage 2, you need to look for new opportunities. Another part of the reset might involve looking for new opportunities, either in your current job or in a completely different direction. This could mean finding new roles or projects that better matches your skills, your interests, and your values. It is important to work in an environment that supports your personal growth and lets you use the strengths you have. In my 5-day career progression course, I go into more details about how to find these opportunities. There are exercises that help you figure out what is missing in your career and what areas you need to improve. I highly encourage you to check the description in the video for more details. Inside the course, I also walk you through how to build a personal vision for your career and reconnect with the reason you chose your current career path in the first place. It is packed with useful information that will guide you through your research journey. A career reset is all about aligning your job with your passions, your purpose, and your values. It is about stepping away from the idea that work is just something you do to pay the bills, and instead seeing it as an opportunity for personal growth, fulfillment, and impact. At first, I want to tell you this. At first, that shift might feel uncomfortable. Yes. And this is because it is a big change. It is something you have never done before. So it is normal that it feels uncomfortable. But I want you to trust me, trust my experience. It's worth it. It is necessary, as a step in building a career that not only pays your bill, but also nourishes your mind, your body, and your soul. Stage 3, you need to reevaluate what you want. Yes, once you've taken steps to set boundaries and look for new opportunities, you need to do some deeper thinking about your career and what you really want. This is the perfect time to ask yourself some tough questions, yes, and that is where also the discomfort increases. Does your current job align with who you are? Are you excited to go to work every day, or do you dread it? What kind of work will make you feel fulfilled, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually as well? It is time to get real with yourself. It is time to take a good look at whether your career path is the right one for you. Remember, your career is a journey. It is not something that is set in stone. So, taking action now to reset your career path can help you move towards a more meaningful and fulfilling future. The power to change and create the career you've always wanted is in your hands. It might feel like a lot of work now, but it is worth it. And here is something I want to share with you that could be really helpful if you enjoyed this podcast episode. The High Achiever podcast is hosted on a platform where professionals like you can connect with like-minded people. This is a place where you can celebrate wins, encourage others, and get involved in activities that are not only inspiring but also fun. I'm sure you would love to see both past and future episodes, so I invite you to click the link in the description and join the community. When you get to the checkout page, you will find a video that explains in detail all the benefits of joining. I hope this podcast has inspired you to take that first step towards resetting your career and living a more fulfilling life. Let's do this together.